Emmy and Nelson, I know them as Mr. Onyuku and Mr. Samanya. Describe them as coaches.
Good cop, bad cop. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to say. So there's good cop, bad cop. Emmy was the bad cop.
Yeah.
Nelson was the good cop. So Nelson was he would listen, he would hear you out, and then he would explain things to you. But also he was really good at training the big men.
Yeah.
That was
shooters.
And that was his specialty.
Yeah.
If you wanted to learn defense, offense,
and
that
shooting.
was Emmy. Emmy was a bad cop. He had tough love. But in a good way, because the way I may describe it may seem a bit negative, but if there's anyone who built us, for me, looking back, my entire basketball journey, if it was not for Emmy and Nelson,
and Hajat.
I would never, and Hajat Mwajuma, I would never be where I am. And I think it's the same for everyone who went through Nabisunsa.
Yeah.
Those guys had, first of all, they were a dangerous duo. One was calm, one was temperamental. Like where that one fell short, the other one just fit in, you know? So that combination, I think, perfect. They're the ones who brought in the Mariam Bees, the Mundurus, then us.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, remember Nabisunsa had
Actually, they are the real legends.
Yeah.
They are the real legends. Because the fact that you can bring up different players through all those generations and all the players are performing.
Yeah.
It's not about the players anymore. It's about the coaching.
Describe him, you have to.
You know, Emmy was tough love. But now in hindsight, when I think about it, you know, I think Emmy was bad cop, Nelson was good cop. Because Nelson was quiet, but then Nelson was very, very influential behind the scenes. But Emmy, just because Emmy was loud, he was very passionate. You know, he was very passionate. But, you know, he would come, guide you, mentor you. On tournaments, they'd be like, those boys are wasting your time. Or you just go together. So they were all about the teamwork, us not being distracted. But they'll do it in a way, not like avoid those guys, but they'll do it in like, focus on this. What do you think about this? So automatically your focus is elsewhere. So like we go in tournaments and we'd enjoy sitting with them. And then they'd be like, now look at that move. You know. Then you all began discussing the plays. You know, they were coaches, but they were more than that. Because like even that discipline they instilled in us, they'd be like, come on, you are who you are. How do you begin doing, 1, 2, 3? And they'd hold you accountable. And they'll give you space to think about the decisions you're making. And if you fail, they were there to pick you up. I mean, low-key, Emmy was never my favorite coach at the beginning. Because that man made me Katebe.
Who was?
But then later, we went to Dar es Salaam, and he sat next to me, and he gave me food. Then we became friends.
And Emmy knows exactly what he's doing. By the way, if there's anyone...
we became friends.
I think Halima was Emmy's favorite. I think Halima would say Emmy was her favorite.
You think so?
Because Emmy was so much tough love that if you took it personal, you wouldn't grow.
Facts.
And you would hate him.
Facts. Yeah.
But when you look back at what he has done for you, that's when you start to realize, and I think that's the maturity that comes with it. Yeah. But also for me, if I was to describe them, I would say they're like father figures.
100%. Yeah.
Because they gave us room, they kind of nurtured us, not just in sport, but in discipline. Every time we went for these tournaments, those guys were there with us. Yes. I remember Emmy had like this CIA thing where he would tell us, when you walk into the room, the first things you notice is where's the entrance, where's the exit, where's the this, like,
where is the kitchen?
Thank you. So every time we walk into tournament spaces, you think we're just there scoping, but like we're paying attention to different things this man has told us. And then he would tell you, don't just speak to anyone. Like that man taught us what pride in being yourself.
Yeah.
We would walk into tournaments and people would say, Nabisunsa girls don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And yet for us, we are here. Emmy would be looking at you. You're going to talk to that person. Of all people, that person.
Yo, Nelson had this thing, Nelson, I remember it made me focus. He would play and then he would come and he'll be like, I can tell you who you like from this game.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, what? Then he's like, when you go shoot the free throw, look at where the ball is going to go. Yo. Hey! I was like, they can't know. So you be focused.
Sure.
Yeah. But you want them to know, you'll be focused.
Well.
But it was so cool though, because they were so strict. But when basketball time was done, they would even party with you. They were like, okay, you've earned it. Like, go do whatever. Go be a child. Go do what you gotta do. Yeah. And sometimes they would play with us too.
I actually miss that.
Yeah, they were good. They're special.